I'm live. Hello, 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 everyone in this community on my personal profile. Welcome to today's episode, today's broadcast. It's your day, it's Friday, and as I made a commitment that I'll be in this community once per week with something. Something. You're going to be like, oh, what is that thing? But yes, it's going to be interesting, something that um, I came across, and something that I thought about, I've been thinking about really these days because it's so important and we really just slide it on there. We don't pay attention, we not just the focus. Huh? That's not in focus. So I want to talk about it today. And it's that little thing that says, you know what? I'm aware. Yeah. That little thing we talk of, it shows up all the time. Are we paying attention? But anyway, if you're going to be watching me live, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're going to be watching the replay, also let me know where you're watching from because today we want to talk about emotional intelligence. Wow, big words, Yvette. Emotional intelligence. Want to just share a little bit and just kind of bring some things to our attention. Um, I've been been noticing and been talking, and even my own self, always include myself because I'm not perfect, not subject to, um, greater scrutiny than anyone else. But as these things really are just like really bubbling up and they're coming to the forefront, I like to come here and just share. This is not the typical, we talk about business and all that good stuff and what we're doing. This is more on the educational peripheral. Huh? All right, more in the educational arena because I know that some of us really know about it, really don't pay no attention. We some people really need to just sometimes we got to revisit some things and remind ourselves of some things. So today, if you're watching me live, also to let you know who I am. For those of you who have not met me before, my name is Yvette Garel, and I come to you live in this community every week, once per week, with a Facebook Live, once per week, but lots of posts about all kinds of stuff. But I come to you live once per week. We talk about anything from personal development, something educational, inspirational, empowering. It's just my honor to serve this community every week, at least every week, several times per week, but just once we're gonna do live because on a normal basis I come here with social media stuff because as a social media coach, helping people to take their business online, teaching them strategies and showing them tools how to use them and apply them. There's a lot more that is out there because we have to always zero in on the person, okay? Because we are behind everything. Each one of you listening to me tonight, today, wherever you are on the big blue marble, it is you that is behind. It's not him, it's not she, it's not Mary, it's not Tom. It is every individual has a responsibility or be accountable for what they do out there, what they put, what they're behind their business. They go to work, the job, wherever we raise a family, in the marriage, in the relationship, all of that. But emotional intelligence is such an integral part of, and it shows up all the time. Are we paying attention? Okay. So what is this emotional intelligence? And I probably they had a different name for it, maybe in some time way back when, but now that's the name, that it's coined that way. I need to probably do a little more research to see what it was called maybe when I was a child or when you were a child, maybe early in the 40s and in that 50s. What was it called, huh? But now we talk about emotional intelligence. Now, what is that? So it's big word in two words, emotions and intelligence. We talk about our emotions, huh? We go back into the biology, in the scientific side of things, and we talk about the emotional side, the psychological side, the physical and the social, and we go into the intelligence. Now we get up in the mind games up here. We talk about intelligent quotient and all that good stuff. So it's a kind of a merger, with the body and how we react and how we do stuff, how we perceive, where we take control of, how we act and do. It's all that. See, that's important, my friends. That's important. And that's important for all of us. So, our ability to perceive, right? Our ability to perceive, our ability to take control of, and our ability to evaluate our emotions. Perceive, huh? You kind of have understanding, you kind of have an, you have a, we used to say, I have a feeling that so and so, I have a feeling, I just have this feeling. Huh? But you have a common understanding. You kind of look in, you see, you interpret this thing a kind of way. So my perception of so and so, I'm perceiving that this thing might be so and so. Now, remember, now I invite you to come on in and make your comments, and take your notes if you need to, or just make comments and just say hi if you can. If not, I welcome you to listening. So our ability to perceive, huh? Our ability to perceive. I remember, I used to think that so and so, yeah. I really thought that I'm thinking kind of an interpretation of something, right? Yeah. So, all right. What about our ability to take control? Hmm. Yeah, take charge of a situation, take charge of a thing, take charge of our own lives, as much as we can while we are here. Take charge of the what we do, take charge of the things we participate in, take charge of what we choose to tolerate, take charge of what we choose to uh and where we choose to go, what we want to encounter, people we want to talk. Take charge of your life. Now, how about evaluate our emotions? I'm telling you, and sometimes the emotions are riding really high, gotta temper it down. Now, evaluate our emotion. Did I act the way that I should a few minutes ago in front of that person, or did I actually do you kind of start thinking about it. Maybe I shouldn't have used that word. Maybe, I could have done this and all that, and if and the but and the why, and so our ability to perceive, our ability to take control of, be in charge of. So, you can go into any dimension you want to go. Your ability to evaluate our own emotions, and not only our emotions, but the people around us, the people we interact with, the people we encounter. Because I'm sure if you're like me, we talk to a lot of people all the time, and sometimes the emotions are just be like off the chain. Yeah, yeah. So, but how do we actually kind of navigate all this? It's very complex, my friends, because we are all individuals, so unique in our own way. So unique in our own way. How we're raised, the environment in which we live, the schools we go, what, how we were raised, and all that comes into play. It's very, very complex. And so who knows, who knows what, when you meet a person, what to expect. You got to get in their headspace. How do you do that? You maybe have to spend some time, ask some questions, have conversation, kind of, pulling out stuff. But it's still difficult because the uniqueness and the ability, people want to share what they want to share. They might not want you get into the little deep things, the deeper part of them. And so how we interact, how we come across, how we approach, and how we even admonish, and how we speak too. situation. So to identify and to regulate your own emotions. While I was reading, I said I got to look up this thing because something happened the other day, and I'm like, man, this is not even so cool. And so this intelligence, emotional intelligence, kind of popped across, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta really do some work on this. And for my own personal self, I got children, I have grandchildren, I am married, and I meet a lot of people, I interact with people. So for my own personal, so I thought I'd share with you tonight. So our to identify, right, and to regulate our own emotions. That's a lot of work for some of us, maybe for all of us, to regulate your own emotion. Oh no, I'm grown. You can tell me what to do. Oh, you know, I'm a big woman, or I'm a big man. I'm a home ball. So we we go off on a tangent. Man, you can tell me what to do. Who cares if all that. So our own emotions are the ability to, you remember, you don't exist by yourself. We coexist into this world, right? And so to identify and to regulate, that word regulate, our own emotions, my goodness, regulate it. Know when to pull back, know when to, you know what I'm saying? Regulate it. Yes, we don't always have to be boiling. We can be calm and be humble. And, sometimes we can just zip it, but the ability, our own emotions, because we got to check ourselves first. We won't want to check somebody else, right? We got to check ourselves. Where do we fall on the great scheme of things? My behavior, how do I respond, or how do I operate? You want to counsel somebody? First start first with you, right? Check yourself. All of us have to do that. Okay, so we need to be able to recognize the emotions of other people. Yeah, we might not know all the details, but if a person is angry, my goodness, you can definitely say the person is angry. If the person is happy, absolutely, you see them bubbling and they're laughing, and it's just a difference. And the person is just exuberant, just this joy and just, yeah. So we have, as individuals, all of us, we have to be able to recognize the emotions. I mean, somebody might have had a loss and they are crying, they're sad. Yeah, it's different. Huh? They might have been in an accident, they might have lost your job, they might be just sitting and be like, daydreaming, they might be lost. Maybe they're right here, but their mind is way over on the other side of town, right? So we have to feel the empathy. I was reading some time ago, and the writer talks about listening with your heart. Yeah. Listening with your heart. That's powerful right there. We listen with our ears, but when you start to listen with your heart, that's even more powerful. That's feeling the emotion that somebody's telling you something. And when you can connect. So the person, you get it, right? You get it. Emotional intelligence, my friends. Now, and that, when you feel that way and you listen with your heart, and now the communication can be more effective. We are going down that road tonight, the communication. So all of that is important in life, and all of that is important in everything that we do. Of course, we are busy. Oh yeah, we're busy people. We have this to do, that to do, all the rest to do. We got to do this before. So yeah, we're busy, we're moving, but think about the impact. Think about that in our lives every day. Maybe we need to maybe tweak some things to let some things flow a little better, to get a better response. We don't know. But being able to recognize the emotions of another person and to feel the empathy and to be able to help you with the communication, man, that can make life a lot easier for a lot of us. Yes, I believe can make. Oh my goodness, I understand where you're coming. Yep, I totally understand. I hear you say so on and so on and so. I can totally relate. And yeah. So now the person said, oh, she got it or he got it. Yep, I know where you're coming from. ABCD. Now you can actually speak to that. Huh? So how about that emotional intelligence, when that is in check, we feel healthy, huh? Because we feel better about ourselves, because now we are able to actually control our emotions, regulate it. We can perceive, we can figure out, where others are coming from, and it it makes for a healthier life. It makes for our psyche. We don't have to be like, oh my goodness, I have no idea. You losing your mind. I have no idea what this person is doing, saying, or acting, driving me, right? And now when you are able to decipher, when you're able to kind of break it down and to make the connection and to feel the empathy and all of that good stuff, and to see, because now you're in control of the situation. If you have to encounter that, now you're in control of your own situation, so then you can be able to maneuver and help somebody else. I hope this is helping someone. So this emotional intelligence, one, we need to check ourselves first. We need to be able to have ours in check. We are going to meetings and somebody says something and it really rub you hard. Oh my goodness. Now you're getting ready to explode. Yeah? You're getting ready to lash out and to let that person know who you're talking to, what it's all about, right? Or maybe you're so happy and you can't even express the feeling, the joy, or the discomfort. So now, if we can understand our own selves, then we may be able to help somebody else in a better way. All right. So the writer talks about elements of this of emotional intelligence. Four of them, four key areas. The first one is self-awareness. Right? Must be aware of ourselves. Must be aware of our own self. Who are you? Your purpose. You're existing. Oh, you're in this medium. What's your? Be aware of yourself, you know your potentials, your abilities, you how you interact, you how just yourself. Because if everybody takes their own selves in check, man, this is a beautiful world. Self-awareness, love upon yourself, know that you are to be loved. You don't take any crap, you don't give any crap, right? So you make sure that it's amicable for everybody, and so life is we are healthier psychologically. No, the stress level is down. My goodness, the stress level is down. Ain't no pot boiling over. Sometimes you put that water on the fire and it boils and boils and boils, and if you don't lower the flame, that thing just bubble up and that lid start. Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of those emotions just bubbling out and getting out of control, just like that water in that pot. Okay, so the self-awareness, know who you are, your existence, your environment. People are, as I always say, we don't exist by ourselves. Sometimes we act as we do, but there are other people in the world, in our homes. We have kids, we have husbands, we have wives, we have family members, we have co-workers. So we coexist. So if each of us take our self-awareness in check, make sure that we are respected, we are loved, we are, all that. Yeah, it's going to be a lovely place, my friends. How about regulating? It's not always about you. It's not always about me. Creating a kind of balance, regulation. Evaluating and regulating all these situations. And in the home is the best place to start with that. Yep. Yeah. And that's cool. I remember as a teacher, we did a lot of that. We didn't call it that then. Yeah. We were training young minds. So we helped them to, be loving and kind to each other and be able to communicate effectively. And as you get older, you apply all these skills. And yeah, we didn't call it emotional intelligence then, but we were doing stuff, making people aware of themselves. Yes, you're growing up to be a young into adult, out of adolescence into adulthood. Yeah, coming out of puberty, and all those things. Let them be aware. These are going to be changes. You're going to grow into this. Now you have potentials over here into the academic arena, and all that. Self-awareness, help them to regulate, help them to have this social awareness. Yeah, you can talk to that person. It's okay. Yeah, there's no fear. It shouldn't be no fear to approach someone. Yeah, if everybody, if we understand that, yeah, this is, you might be, oh my God, I can't talk to that person. It's going to take my, no, no, no. So we have to, some of these skills are we have to train, of course, but some of them, because of how we were brought up, our environment, we go into school, we see people acting, so we gradually take on some of these attributes, and so we're able um to maneuver in a space, right? Yeah, it's like for people sleeping uh in a space, and they some people want the entire space. No, you share. Right? Okay, so what about conflict management skill? That's the fourth phase. So self-awareness, self-regulation, social awareness, and conflict management. Now that's a huge one. That conflict thing, man, I'm telling you, that conflict thing is huge. But as I learned in my studies, that conflict is not always bad. Yeah, we don't like it. We don't want to, nobody wants to be in conflict, but conflict has its positive side. Yeah, that's for another day. Conflict has its positive side. Because remember, we all have different opinions, right? You don't have to agree with me, but you should respect my opinion. Now, when there's a conflict, because you probably want me to respect your opinion, but you don't want to respect mine. And so we deal with that, right? So that's just in that way. Or maybe something hurts. Oh my goodness. And there comes, or some all kinds of stuff, conflict in the workplace, in the home, wherever you are, there's gonna be some kind of conflicts and levels of this conflict. My goodness, different levels. Because some, as I talk about that pot boiling, yeah, sometimes that conflict can really steam up. That steam is just going off. Yeah, and you got to get that lid and keep it under control. Conflict management skills. Yeah, all of us need to be able to manage conflict, de-escalate, right? De-escalate that tension, de-escalate that temperature, man. Bring it down in a person and a thing. Sometimes it's way out of our control, but we can only do what we can. We can only control what we can control, right? Remember that. Can't control some things, control what we can control. Now, so your emotions, the emotion side of the intelligence, because the emotions don't know what to do if we don't guide them. So the emotions really don't know what to do with themselves. And we feel a certain kind of way, and we might sit down and we suppress that feeling. We suppress that feeling. Man, it's so painful and it hurts. I don't want to talk to anybody. Yeah, you lock yourself away. You get further down the road in depression, and anxiety takes over and all that. Right. So your emotions, they do have an impact. Yeah, they do have an impact, and it all boils down and comes out in your behavior, my behavior, his behavior, her behavior, in our behavior all across the globe, all over the world, our behavior. So our emotions. So we do things all the time, and we said, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." Yep, maybe I should have done that a long time ago. Maybe I should have done that sooner. Maybe I should have done it this way. Our emotions, our thoughts, and what we do with words we say. My goodness, the words we say. We've got to control this little member right here called the tongue. The words we say, right? Our actions, man. And sometimes it's not even, we don't have to say that non-verbal thing. My goodness, that's even sometimes more powerful than the words that are said. Our facial expression, my goodness, sometimes that can cut. The facial expression, these things, they happen so easy and so naturally, we're not even aware. Yeah. So some people, you tell them, you said, my goodness, what happened? Because you can see it. It's just coming out, man. It's just like fire. It's just, it's just like right there. And you'll be like, oh my goodness, what's going on now? Don't have to say a word. That verbal expression, the non-verbal expression, the facial expression, the body language, that's a big one. The body language, that somebody sits here and they're just going like this, man, they're getting ready to lift that lid, right? So so what affects how you live? All of these things, our behavior, how we live, Wow, that's for another day, maybe another chapter down there. How we lived, and and it's so. As I get older, I become more conscious of how I live, how my life plays out into the wider scheme of things. My actions, what I say, the things I do. Even my own individual family. And to the extension of others. Because at the end of the day, it's how we live. Hmm. It's how we live. Because everything we do affects us and others. Yeah, how we live. And I'm not here to tell anyone how to live their life. So now let me say the disclaimer. Not here to tell anyone how. I'm just here to talk about emotional intelligence and how it impacts our lives, because it does come out in our behavior. It does in either way, whether it's a negative way or a positive way, it affects us and affects others. And so it behoves us to check, check our emotions, check our emotional intelligence, whether you're going to be able to identify your own, identify in others, and help each other out. You help each other out. All of us have the ability to help ourselves and to help each other out. And there are so many resources out there that people can check into, whether it's with people or, maybe readings, to get a hold on something is really, really going, just kind of exploding. Yeah, to bring us back to some kind of balance, huh? To some kind of a normalcy. And so all of us can do that. But I'm just here to share with you tonight or today, wherever you are, about this thing that, this little thing, man. So it becomes so cumbersome sometimes and get in the way of a lot of us, get in the way, and not all the time, but it does get in the way. Not all the time, but it does get in the way. And if that is something that we can check, if you think of what's happening in the world, and or even where you are in your community, you listen to the news, you listen to you're on the internet, someone calls you on the phone, you're watching what I call a TikTok, reels, you're on Facebook. So much is coming at you. Our emotional intelligence is so key in helping us to really, kind of get some control on some things first for us and to help others. So that's all I have tonight. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in this world. Um, on the East Coast, wherever you are. So you might have some sunshine, I don't know, maybe rain, maybe snow, wherever you are. I just come tonight to share in this community what I do best to share, what I have come across and that has an impact on me, or something that I feel that, just to bring awareness, maybe empowerment, um, education. Yeah. Because as I said, when I was growing up as a child, and even when I was a teacher for so many years, we were doing some of these things, but we'd never call it emotional intelligence. Yeah, but as you grow older, things change. Of course, you grow, you change things, names change and things. And so we have to embrace the change. So that's what it's all about, my friends. Tonight we talked about emotional intelligence. And if you have comments, just go back when the video is posted. Leave your comment if you have learned or something has impacted your life. Just let me know. I'll be happy to hear from you. If not, I'll see you next Friday when we do this thing all over again. Who knows what I'm going to be coming on with. But for now, love upon yourself. Enjoy your weekend. And if you are in business, might not be your Friday today, but keep going, keep crushing your goals. And for those of you who aspire to be business owners, aspire to be entrepreneurs, go for it. It's a good feeling. Yes, you got to do some work, but it's rewarding. Yes, you learn a lot of stuff. It's good to know a lot of stuff, and to take control of the things you can control. So, my friends, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and I'll see you next week. Bye.